Hello guys, Final Fantasy XI reached for the Switch 2. It's only on Nintendo Switch 2. The longest sort of things is this Square wanted to have Final Fantasy XIV on the Switch 2, but simply can't without massive slowdown and next expansion. Most significant engine update on the game's history will make it so it doesn't run on PS4 anymore, let alone a Switch 2. Here. It says CPU created a meeting with Nintendo that had the engineer time and check here. A version of Final Fantasy XI that utilizes Zero was staple and ran on the Switch 2 dev kit. The only reason why XI ended was to speak, so Square was down for the PS2 dev kit as well here. Working for hires from external studios that was produced for the now cancelled mobile remake of XI, and the Unreal Engine has spent the last year creating a dev build of XI that will be functional, stable, and updatable without using modern hardware. With not wanting to cannibalize the audience on Xbox playing XIV, without many subscription-based software on Switch 2, the Switch has made the work up on the development of a remaster of XI for Switch 2, with textures with much higher resolution controls as well here. The game wants to remaster the current game and expansion and works to release a year after XIV with the attention on alternate releases between the two. It says an announcement next year, but the fiscal year earnings call. If this happens, I expected this to be the least, but I guess this is how recent dev comments as well here. So it seems that Final Fantasy XI could be coming to the Switch too. As of course, everybody takes it as a grain of salt. It's still more believable than that Half-Life leak that we talked about. You know, the astral projecting. Like, no, you're not astral projecting the game Nuo's mind. That's not gonna happen. Okay, we don't believe that. Okay, but that we go about Final Fantasy XI. And is anyone actually excited for Final Fantasy XI? Again, not too surprising because I think Nintendo, a lot of the big developers are gonna support the Switch 2, especially given the fact that the console sold 10 million copies as well, within a couple of months as well. Considering the Switch 2 only came out in June, it's not even a year old, and it sells 10 million copies. Of course, I think third-party developers are gonna put games in the Switch 2, regardless of what Tripster and Sony fanboys think. Because you can't really ignore a console that sold 10 million copies. Okay, you can't really ignore a console that sold that many copies that quickly. Okay, the Switch 2 is one of the biggest successful consoles of the decade. Okay, as well. And we even have rumors that not even Rockstar is gonna ignore the Switch 2. Rockstar is gonna support the Switch 2 and put GTA 6 on the Switch 2. It is kind of weird that they're not gonna put Final Fantasy XIV on the Switch 2, but they do have other Final Fantasy games they can port to the Switch 2 as well, and we're gonna probably get Final Fantasy games throughout the Switch 2's lifespan. I wonder if the newest Final Fantasy games could be on the Switch 2 as well, given the fact that the last Final Fantasy game didn't really do too well and flopped very quickly. And that's what this video here. Goodbye.